Centres for foreigners are set up to receive more newcomers. How will this work, since the Migration Pact, although adopted, is not yet officially in force in Poland? And what is the difference between migrants who have crossed the border legally on a work visa from those who storm the border and try to sneak into Poland illegally? Today I'm checking. The Polonia Centre at Łuków in the Lublin region. Concerned residents are sounding the alarm about migrants brought into the village. I was planting cucumbers on Saturday and they threw things like bottles. They also throw other objects. Something heavy fell on the roof once. And who will repair the damage for me? My daughter and I are alone. My husband is dead. We checked. Refugees are indeed walking around Łuków. I was in Russia for 3 months. I came from Sudan to Russia, got a visa, continued by cab to Minsk, and then to the border with Poland. We drove for 8 hours. I will stay here, not leave. In Łuków alone, there are at least a dozen such people, illegal migrants arriving from Belarus. In recent days, more such information has appeared. On what basis are these people staying in Poland? These actions, which concern attacks on our border with Belarus, are not met with a proper response from the patrols and a police state policy towards what is happening in the east. But on the other hand, we are dealing with the utterly scandalous practices of the German authorities and the German police who, like smugglers, cross the border into Poland and drop off people who have illegally reached Germany. How is this possible? And why doesn't the Polish state protect Polish borders and therefore the safety of Poles? And finally, on what basis did Germany send us back another group of migrants? This was already defined by the Dublin Directive. As a rule, if a migrant from one EU country has arrived in another, he should be returned to the country where he asked for asylum. This has not been observed so far by the German authorities, who are already so determined to send some of these migrants back to Central European countries, bypassing this provision. The Migration Pact, although already adopted, will go into effect in 2 years, and this raises the risk that the number of migrants staying and being sent back to Poland from Western Europe will increase significantly. Radosław Sikorski warns, but against denouncing the Migration Pact. Meanwhile, Donald Tusk blames his predecessors for taking in hundreds of thousands of migrants. The main difference is that if foreigners came to Poland under the previous government, they came to work with an employment permit and an entry visa. The difference is that the migrants come and sit in, and the regular ones, they have visas for 3 years, which they use to and work, put money aside, send it home, or put money aside to build a house in Indonesia or the Philippines and come back. And the more valuable migrants, they usually leave, and the nomads stay. Poland, by the way, has taken in more than 1 million genuine refugees, namely Ukrainians fleeing war. Edyta Holdinska, TV Republika.